Okay, we're going to start the hair part, and again, we're going to do big shapes. We need to be a little bit close when we're around the facial area, a little bit, but we're going to be sending it to the back, so it can kind of go, or you don't have to be so tight on the neck, but like the ear, it needs to go behind it. So again, I don't have to be that close to it on the inside because it will be behind the face. So usually on the hair is where I start getting click happy and click too close and then have to start over because you do need a complete shape on this. So when we get up to the top, we are going to create what is the top of the afro would be. So just kind of keep rounding that off. He's got a pretty good shape going on there. So when it gets to stuff like this, we do want to, see, and that's what happens. So when you do that, don't fret. Just either start over, or in some cases you don't have to. So as I continue on doing this, if you notice over here, I just went over the ear. If you look at how we did it over here, and if it's behind it, that ear will be sitting on top of the hair. So I don't need to be that detailed here. However, the afro bangs are going to be on top of his forehead. So I do want to come in, and I'm going to do a couple of shapes of those and get that going on. All right, so I kind of finished that. Doesn't that just look gorgeous here? I'm going to go over here to this darkest orange that we have, and I'm going to go to custom, and I want to make that a little bit darker. That looks a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to pull that over. Hold the shift key down as you do it. And once I get that there, let me scroll. I have Bob with his afro, and I'm going to come up here to arrange, and I'm going to go order, and I'm going to send it to back, and that's going to pop those ears in front. And there's going to be some adjustments here. Yeah, I lost the bangs. I forget about that. That I will need to add on to. So the bangs will need to be added on. And these different highlights. So let's do the bangs real quick because those are important. The afro bangs. We can get that shape. And this is great because you're not cutting and measuring. You're just clicking. And if you mess up, you delete and you do it again. So these guys, and the last color you made is always that last one there, and you just have to tell it to be the line. I'm going to move that over. And his bangs are rather transparent, so I am going to take that color and I'm going to pull the transparency on it to, well, let's try that one. All right, so you can see this is a darker area, and from the way the light's hitting them, that outer side is brighter. So just like with the face, we start with the big shape, and then we're going to build up. So I'm going to leave that dark brown as that dark, and I'll build up my lighters on top of it, and go from there. I keep telling not to be transparent. That's not what I need. So I was at, if you remember correctly, I was at that one, and then I made it transparent. So that's going to look like that on top of it. And you see how you start getting the difference between the two shades just leading it in chroma. So I can continue making those shapes and picking up those different tones. Give Bob his fro. And you always want to try and do from larger to smaller. And if you see here, I probably am going to want to straighten that out. If I do, double click to edit your points. So transparent on my line. Let's put that the same color as that last one. If I scooch it over and line it up, you start seeing how the afro comes to be. All right, so continue that way. And let's do the beard. So the beard is really going to be one of our transparent thing. It's a little bit more gray. And so you have to kind of figure out, beards are going to come from around the ear area. And we don't see quite all of it. He definitely has some of that salt and pepper happening in his beard. But we know it's going to come the basic shape. We've seen cartoons. It's going to come about this way. And then again, we're going to layer on top of it. That looks so funny. And his mustache. I mustache you a question. Boy, you can barely see that mustache, huh? All right. So let's look at that. Let's look at a same brown. Let's get rid of that line. But let's scooch it over. Bob. Okay. That's way too dark. So we're going to go to custom color and we're going to take that transparency down. We want that stuff to show through because that's what happens in his beard. And that starts giving that shadow effect. I believe I forgot to group this before I moved it. All right. So I want to edge that over. So I might play with that a little bit to get that a little bit better shaped mustache. I can come back over here and get this highlighted area of his salt and pepper beard. It's really salt and peppery. All right. So I have those transparent line. Let's pick up one of these last two that we just did. Let's pick up that one. Let's drag it over. And let's see what the layering does with it. And sometimes it's just getting it right. Okay, I like the positioning of it, but I think it is too dark would be what I would say. So let's see what happens if I lighten it up a little bit and maybe warm it up some, move it up. I still think I want lighter on that. Wonder what a gray would do. Ah! Didn't mean that. I meant to try. Let's see if we do that with the gray, if that tints it with those coming through. So it is playing around, but you, oh, I like that. Me likey. And again, I forgot to group. I get so excited with this, I forget to group. But you see how you can start getting the layers going on. And go from there. So at this point, if I want to fix that and make it match up, I can. Right now, I'm going to leave it just as it is, and I'm going to do the shirt with y'all.